Hey, it's Dan the Man. I'm in the office again. It's winding down here in Oakland, California. Just got back from a gnarly jog and wanted to touch base with you real quick. What was the context of this video? There wasn't any. I just like making videos. I'm getting a lot of work done here. I got all this stuff, books and notes and everything. I'm becoming like a doctor or something. Anyways, a doctor that gets results for people, because what I'm trying to tell people is that you've got to get your lymphatic system energized and moving. Up here, you know, you're going to have a lot of lymphatic clogging right here, because this area here, these lymph nodes in the throat area are trying to protect the head. Okay, so it's trying to keep a lot of waste from getting up around in the head to protect the brain. So if you've got a lot of clogging from the dairy and the sugar and the starches here, you're going to have hypothyroid issues. You're going to slow down blood flow, because just the overall clogging of the area. It's like a traffic jam in there, and then the good stuff can't get to the thyroid, and the thyroid shuts down. As you know, the thyroid is imperative for, you know, metabolism, as well as warming and keeping the body temperature warm or cool, thermal regulator, as well as calcium utilization, etc. So if you've got cloggage in the throat, you're going to have hypothyroidism, you know, hypothyroid type diseases, Hashimoto's or whatever. You're going to have calcium utilization issues. So that's one of the things with the teeth and the bones, calcium utilization. They tell you about the milk, but the thing is the milk is the underlying issue that results. They're saying you drink milk for calcium. Drink milk for mucus, clogs up the lymph nodes in the throat, slows down the activity of the thyroid gland, lowers calcium utilization. So in fact, they are lying to you through their teeth. Maybe they just don't know, but it's not, milk is not a good source of calcium. In fact, it's just the opposite. And calcium, if you want calcium, eat leafy green vegetables. Epic. And those leafy green vegetables will not do what those heavy proteins and mucus will do from the high heated fats that are homogenized and pasteurized dairy products. So that's this area here in the throat. So make sure you're moving your lymph with grapes, apple juice, celery juice, watermelons, lemons, keeping that lymph fluid. It's a lipid-based fluid, and if it gets really, really thick, it starts to get tension in your back, and it slows down activity here. So that's the issue with the thyroid. So get that lymph moving, and get blood flow to the brain, and get blood flow and nutrient flow to the thyroid, while simultaneously detoxifying the thyroid. Next is underneath your axilla here, underneath your armpits and stuff. See, maybe you can see in the video or not, but under here, this is where the issue with the breast cancer comes in and stuff like that, where you're going to have you're going to want to keep these lymph vessels and these lymph nodes moving. And how do you do that? Same thing with those fruits that dissolve that accumulated sticky, pussy mucus. And the worst offenders, of course, is dairy is number one, the worst offender for the lymphatic system of a human being. If you're a baby cow, I would definitely suggest going underneath your mom and drinking that milk, because that milk has the right amount of protein ratio for your little cow body, which is going to grow about 500 pounds in 6 months. When you give that high protein, even if it's raw is definitely better. Raw milk is 1,000 times better, but it's still very, very large amino acid structures, very hard to break down, and can then eventually cause coagulation. I found that even the goat's milk, from the fresh, organic goat's milk that I would get myself right out of the goat and drink warm eventually clogged up my lymphatic system. So I gave that up, and they became my best friends, and we went hiking together. So again, you're going to want to keep the lymph nodes in this area, the thoracic area here, moving. Same things, same foods, keeping the watermelons and the lemons and the grapes and those watery, high water, energizing. The fruit sugars are, and the fruit acids really, which sounds counterintuitive when I say acid alkaline, but it's got an alkaline reaction in the body due to salivary glands, because a juicy ripe peach, which they're in season right now. I've had some nectarines the last few days that are epic. See, I don't want to eat a hard nectarine. It's all crisp and there's no alkalinity to it. See, because it has to have that sweetness in order to pull the salivary glands awake. If it's this hard peach or hard nectarine, it's like, ew, lame, dude. You don't salivate, therefore it doesn't have an alkaline reaction. Many a fruitarian brother and sister have lost their teeth because they eat unripe fruit. So make sure you're getting good fruits. Tell the produce guy, let me try this. And if it's banging and it's on point and in season and locally grown and right off the tree, ripened up on the tree, so it's soft, juicy, sweet, and delicious, cherries or any of those other stone fruits, which are more hard to get. It's hard to get a ripe nectarine, as you just don't find them that often. And this time of year you do, just for a short period of time. And those foods are good foods, but not hard nectarines, not hard mangoes. You don't want those foods because those foods are very acid forming in the blood. And that's probably why there's a lot of fruit phobia, because they're not picking ripe fruit. But once you become an expert and awakened to what's really happening, you'll feel the alkalinity of a truly ripe peach. You'll feel the alkalinity of a melon. You'll feel the alkalinity of a delicious cherry. So anyways, let's move lower down into the groin area. Okay, for the lower extremities. I don't know if you're going to be able to see me or not. A little bit. Looks like it's all right. But down here, this is where I find that a lot of women have problems. And men as well. But this area down here, there's a lot of lymph nodes. And there's a lot of lymph vessels. And when this area gets clogged up, that's when you've got a lot of leukorrhea and a lot of vaginal drainage. That's not that epic, you know what I'm saying, if you know what I mean. And also it can keep the circulation from moving down into the legs. You can have lymphedema because if you're not having a good blood flow, because you've got so much interstitial lymphatic constipation choking off the blood flow through the body. You want to have like healthy blood flow through your veins, you know what I mean? Like if you just got to pump it up a little bit right now, but you want to have good veins flowing through your body, you know what I mean? So that you've got good blood flow. Well, if you've got if you've got a lot of constipation in your cells and tissues through the millions of miles of lymph vessels, it's just going to put a lot of pressure. And your body's not going to be efficient. That's why being obese is not that efficient. And being thin, like me, is actually a huge advantage. My heart doesn't have to work as hard to pump through all that constipation, lymphatic constipation, which is excess mucus left over. So if you want to get this area moved, oh, by the way, for this area massage this, for this area massage this, and then for this area massage this, get your massage on, you know what I'm saying? But use those alkalinizing foods. Coconut and wheatgrass is a good one. Watermelon and lemon, grapes and lemon, apple, celery, lemon. Those are like lymphatic constipation dissolvers, okay? And once you get rolling, once you get rolling on all that and get that alkalization going through the fruits, you'll be stoked, okay? And then you use the green juices to balance the steamed vegetables and whatnot to put a little break on. We're only speaking in terms of detox, but there's probably only 3 or 4 of you watching this video right now that don't need to detox anymore. You're already there. You've fasted for like 40 days and you've been a raw foodist for 20 years and you're totally clean and healthy, and you're just here for the awesome spiritualness of the life regenerator who actually does only think pretty much every day about truth, God, realization, surrender, and whatever the highest calling could be for a human being is what I think of. And I try to live by example and inspire the people around me, and just sometimes they motivate me to stay on point with the diet. Like I want to say, because I could go off here and do a little something, but I think, that wouldn't set the best example. So I'm going to stay on point with the fruit. So you all keep me doing this thing, because I could pretty much go off any direction, and it really, at one point, you just kind of like, it ain't going to be that big of a deal. You ain't really tripping. I mean, this thing is coming to an end pretty soon, you know? So I'm not really too attached to it all, but I see that the universe is using me to get one thing done, kind of, on one side of the deal. And it's just, it doesn't make me special or better or anything. It's just using me for that. And it makes me eat fruit, and it makes me talk about detox and get your lymph moving, because it's the truth, but there's always a truth beyond that, you know. It's just using me. I'm a little cog in the wheel, you know, and it's pretty cool. So just get energized, because a lot of people, they go on the cookies, and they're only able to go 50% raw, but they've got like neurological disorders, and it's like neurological disorders, turning those around with 50% raw is just like impossible almost, you know. I mean, it can't really be done, because you've got to have the energy in order to heal some of those more deep issues. If you're obese, you could go 50% raw and probably lose like 100, 150 pounds in a couple years and be good with more raw foods, juicing, and lots of fitness. But in the end of it all, what I've found after all these years is that pretty much cooked food sticks to you. And, you know, is there anything wrong with that? Not really. It's just, you got to make decisions with your life. And I've kind of thought, you know, health is cool. This thing that I got started with a long time ago, it started out as nutrition, and it's ending up, and then it ended up at spirituality, and now it's spiritual nutrition, you know, in weaving the two together. And in the end, yes, you can love God and eat nothing but cheeseburgers. And I mean that, seriously. You can eat cheeseburgers and love God. Now, some people are going to say, you can't eat animals and love God. But that's only at one level of the game. And then you go beyond the people that are vegetarians for moral purposes, because you see that all life eats other life to live. You know, and you look at the huge, big, the circle. You're like this, and you're like, okay, you know, we're all going to be gone, you know, and the earth is going to eat us up. And so it's a much more expanded thing. You don't worry about a couple of cows, basically. Now, some people get into it, but you can see right through the moralistic one-upmanship. These people are killing animals, and it's ruining the planet and all that. And that's fine. You have to do your thing. Believe me, and I'll support you in that thing. I don't go down that road because, you know, it's just, alleviating human suffering is basically kind of where I'm at, you know. Now, suffering of the animals, yes, that does suck. So I am glad that I don't eat animals, because I wouldn't want anything like that to be killed the way they do that, because that does pretty much suck. But I don't have parades about it and throw temper tantrums either, you know what I mean? Because there's another level to it all, to where you just get into this space where everything is like an illusion, and you just kind of choose your illusion. I think that was a Guns N' Roses album back in the 80s, Choose Your Illusion, or Use Your Illusion. Oh, so I can steal that one, make it up on my own. Maybe I just did make it up. Quote Dan, choose your illusion. Pretty cool way to look at it. Choose your illusion. I choose the illusion of raw foods, you know, does this, this, and this, and in my own world, it makes that happen. Anyways, I don't mean to get anyone confused, but your own mind, you know, and there's so many people that have used fruits and vegetables and therapies in this manner to procure certain results that you can't stop that energy field from taking place within the human collective consciousness. So you might as well ride out the consciousness of things like the herbs, the effect of meat on the human system, vibrationally, the laws of chemistry and physics. Because there's no right or wrong, there's only, the creation of certain conditions by the choices that you make to create the most propitious circumstances for you to experience more benevolence, if that's a semi-decent way to put it. In the end, though, it's going to be your perception and preferences is all it is. So that's why I'm trying to get off this whole make wrong thing. I've never really been into that. I used to be, probably when I was younger, but it's a lot of wasted energy, to tell you the truth. I'm going to change you and get you to see things my way. Screw it, man. You want to jump on this team? Try it out. Drink some wheatgrass, go for a run, see if it works, I've seen it like a lot of times, Raw food is instant energy for a human organism, only because the nature of chemistry and physics, of energetics. And you have this vision right here. And you can see everything comes out of the light, vibrates at a certain vibration, and then returns back into that light. Really, you want to get to the highest vibration. So as long as you're in a human organism and you feel in your mind that it's necessary for you to eat, you might as well eat the foods that vibrate as close to that infinite field out of which those foods arise. And those foods, to me, are the fruits of the trees, the herbs that are growing out of the earth, the foods that are growing at that time. Because foods that are really old or that have been heated up to a high level are further removed from the light. That's all I'm saying, that the foods that are fresh and raw and alive are the foods of light. And then it's not like a cheeseburger doesn't have any energetic light. It's just more farther removed from that original now. That's why when, like you saw the last video, Parvati was eating those cherries right off the tree that are the size of ping pong balls. I know what she's talking about. And guess what? Those cherries were snapping with life. So filled with life and dynamism that it just pushed out the toxins. Your body's like, okay, it's time. Pakoosh! And it stuff starts coming out your butt, your ears, your nose, your head. Oh, it hurts, man, but it's just pushing that crap out. And you keep going higher and higher and higher and higher and higher on the raw foods, man. You get sensitive, more sensitive, you get wiser, you get smarter, you get more sensitive, you get more awake, you get more aware. And I'm telling you, it's the way to go. It looks like we're about 20 minutes or something. Something to bust up out of here. It was just, I don't even know what this video was. I think I'm just practicing for something someday. I don't know. Oprah's gone, so we'll have to do Ellen's show or something. Dr. Oz. Yeah, imagine me on Dr. Oz. He'd be like, what? You're kidding me, right? No, I'm not Dr. Oz. This is high vibration, dude. I just drink coconut and wheatgrass all day. I drank about a gallon of coconut and wheatgrass juice today, and it was epic. Ran around the lake. Made a video, but it was like this. So you guys would have been like, oh man, my head hurts, It was about 30 minutes of this. That's how it is when you do a jogging video. When you do a walking head, you go like this so you don't get as sick, because my head bounces with the camera. When I turn it around and do a jogging video, it feels like this. So I ran around the whole lake, and then I was like, I can't post that. They'll be sick in the first minute. So I'll try for some other adventure videos coming up. Besides, at the end of August, after the Woodstock Fruit Festival, I've got an adventure that is epic beyond anything that we've even come close to on this channel before. So I owe it to you guys, and I owe it to myself to go on an adventure. I got my birth certificate today, so I'm going to be able to go get my passport, because I had a very substantial debt which through the sales of DVDs and a lot of hard work on my part, I was able to pay off that debt that's been hanging over my head for many, many years, holding me back from getting a passport. So, I mean, the Russian parliament is all talking about having me come over and speak raw foods. I mean, there's been a lot of opportunities. A dude with a castle, come and stay with my family and I'll, you know, pay you whatever you want and teach us how to do this raw food thing. And I'm like, well, I don't have a passport. Or people are like, come do this retreat. You don't have to do anything. You can just come. Make a video on your channel, you know. Because I'll be a top seller for sure, you know, anywhere I go. Anything I touch turns to gold pretty much, you know, because you guys have been so good to me. And probably because I've been good to you, you know. So I got a lot of opportunities coming up, and I'm going to go tomorrow to get my passport, at least start that process with this birth certificate. So I owe you everything, and that's a fact. Only for watching these videos. You don't have to buy anything. You don't have to do anything. You can leave a nice comment if you want, a thumbs up, but you don't have to do anything. These are free videos for the public. I really enjoyed this one. I hope that you learned something, and it was a little bit for myself because of the fact that I love making these videos, and I wanted to talk about the lymphatic system a little bit to help people to get a clear view that you've got a series of tubes running through your body. And if you want to get well and eliminate pain and stiffness, you're going to have to clean out that lymphatic system. And when you do, things will improve, but it's going to take some time, okay? So flush your kidneys out with cucumber, asparagus, parsley, apple, carrot, watermelon, lemon, and grapes, and get that stuff filtering out of there, and get off the breads and the cakes and the ice creams and the donuts as best as you can, and then get those. It's going to take a while for them kidneys to when they start flowing, the adrenals will look better, you won't have such big bags under your eyes, and everything will get better. The thyroid will get better, the heart will get better with the adrenals, the temperature regulation, the energy. So work the kidneys, work the lymph, and the best way to do that is a pure fruits and green juice diet. You really don't need much more. I've been, again, upping my game. I'm at the top of my game that I've ever been at, and I'm just able to hold it now. I mean, just clean. No fat for a couple of weeks or more. I don't know, no salt, no nuts, no spices, just clean, pure food. And it is easier during the summer, I'll admit, and I probably won't do perfect all the time, but I'm just happy to have finally begun to have the discipline and the knowledge and the wisdom and the experience to hold fast. I told you I'm going to go, and I did that about 3 minutes ago, didn't I? I hope that you feel like you got to know me a little bit better. This office has really been great for me. I'm very happy at this time of my life. I've had some serious ups and downs, and I don't anticipate those going away. And when they're, no matter what mood I'm in, I'm going to make a video to connect with you so you can see that I'm human, because I know you're human. And all of our other teachers, they're not human. They haven't had any ups and downs. They're perfect all the time. They make a few videos and you believe in all that. And you don't see them fighting with their wife or angry as hell about money problems and all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'll tell you how it is on my end of things, because I've got nothing but full disclosure for you. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, what's real is what's real. And what matters is how I think about myself after this camera shuts off. And when I lay my head down to sleep, am I sleeping with a clear conscience and a pure heart and a mind that's fixed upon the Lord, or not? And that's my benefit to myself. And then I make these vids, and you can decide for yourself how you want to roll, baby. Life Regenerator is out. Subscribe to these videos if you didn't think this one was too weird. And sign up for the Insiders Club, because I'm going to do a lot more stuff over there. I am sending more emails over there. I know. And I said I wasn't going to do that, but I'm just trying to connect more, and that's like 20,000 people that are probably Dan friends and fans, and I want to fill up my classes and let you know where I'm going to be, and send out free recipes, and let you meet Sophia, and do special stuff for you, and send you special deals on the DVDs and stuff like that. So sign up for the Insiders Club, because there's a lot of benefits there, and it's a business model, but I do a good thing over there. I try to send free recipes and stuff like that, and I'll do better. And it's another way for me to communicate with you. Give this video a thumbs up, and geez, what else? I have a Facebook fan page. I'd love you if you'd go there, and give me a thumbs up, and then I will be posting the videos over there every day, maybe a quote or two once a week. We check questions over there. Sophie and I, we will lay in bed and we'll just go over there and play on Facebook for a little while. So go over to the fan page, and that's on the YouTube channel page. And you can click on the little Facebook thing and go over there. Anyways, man, this guy can ramble on forever. But I know you're a true Life Regenerator fan, and you could just go all night with me, couldn't you? Hang out. One of these nights, maybe what I'll do is I'll just like make a video where I just make a series of clips of me like taking like one of my, well, you don't see me in the shower, I take about 2 to 5 showers a day. I'm a little bit of a freak when it comes to being clean, but I'll do that. I'll try and see if I can make that work out, where I'll do like maybe I'll do a day in the day of the Life Regenerator and make like an hour-long video on just the highlight points of my day, like a meditation in the morning, a little bit of yoga, what kind of fitness, what I eat. That's a great idea. Anyway, I'm going to let you go now because I have talked your ear off, and I make the longest videos on YouTube. And if I wasn't so cool, I wouldn't be able to get away with it. Oh, Dan, there you go, putting yourself up on a pedestal again. But you're right, you're pretty cool. So are you if you made it this long through this video. Alright, thank you so much, my friend. I really do appreciate you a lot. Peace.